Ohio!
Ohio! Welcome to an episode of Jess and Kyle try to cook Japanese food.
Yeah! Today we're going to be cooking okonomiyaki.
Otherwise known as a Japanese pizza. Though it's more like a pancake.
Yeah, doesn't have any dough.
Don't know who came up with that. I hope they are. Pretty stupid.
Okay.
But anyway!
Let's begin!
Yay!
Here we have the ingredients that we need to make okonomiyaki. So this is the nagaimo, the Japanese potato, and it's very slimy. This is one that you need. When you make it back home, if you want to make it, you don't need to use this. You can just replace it with more flour and more water. Which leads onto flour. Use some just plain flour.
Do you guys like our flower pot?
Yeah.
Flower basket, carpet of flowers. We bought it because it was cute.
And then we need half of a cabbage. It's like the core ingredient for this dish. And then we have spring onions. We use about a handful of these, I guess. They're not as strong as they are back home, so you probably don't use as much as we're going to use here. This are fish flakes that we use. It's used in and also on top as like a garnish.
We don't know what they're actually called.
No. Kanji.
But yeah, they look. They look kind of like this. So if you see these in a Asian restaurant, then this is the stuff that you want.
They kind of use it like salt and pepper. You just put it on top, and then you see it like dance as it's warmed up.
We'll show you later. It looks really cool.
And now we have 2 eggs. And we got 2 meats. So for the filling on the inside, we've got frozen squid and octopus and prawns. And then for on top, we've got Japanese fake bacon. Yeah.
You guys can use real bacon at home.
I'm sure it tastes a lot better.
Yeah.
And yes, we have dashi, which are these sort of tube-like things. They're kind of like an OXO cube, but the Japanese version, I guess.
I don't think you could really substitute and put an OXO cube in there, so I really would recommend going to a local Asian supermarket and trying to find them.
Yeah.
But yeah, similar thing, I guess.
This is like, obviously this is fishy, so yeah, if you use like a beef OXO cube, it probably wouldn't go.
No.
And then we have our sauces that we put on at the end. This is the okonomiyaki sauce. This is the mayonnaise. Japanese mayonnaise tastes a bit different to English mayonnaise, but
it's a bit more
softer, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit more sort of peachy coloured rather than the white that we're used to back home.
Yeah, and that's all we need. So let's get going. Let's start cooking. Okay, since there are 2 of us, I'm going to split it into 2 bowls, which makes sense. And this meal makes enough for 2 okonomiyakis for both of us. So, and they're quite good size. So okay, let's go.
You want to start up with chopping up your cabbage. Now you don't want it to be in tiny little slices, but again, like you don't really want it to be in massive chunks because this is the main bulk of your food. So chop it up like so.
Oh my gosh.
Always be mindful to, throw some on the floor because
just like me.
The floor's always hungry.
Yeah. Okay, time to add the flour. Because we're using a specific amount of nagaimo, the Japanese potato, we use 140 grams of flour for each bowl. So if you want to use, if you can't find the nagaimo and you're just using flour and water, you'd probably double up on the flour. So make up for it. So a good handful of spring onions. So we have about here. Yeah.
You can cut the spring onions either into little circular bits like this, or you can cut them lengthways. It's really up to you, it's your preference.
User's discretion. And now we add a good handful of the fish flakes. I guess if you can't get a hold of these, you don't really have to add them, but they do add a nice bit of flavour. So I guess like maybe that many, this one, same amount. There we go. For this we only need to use, well when you buy them they're quite big, they're a lot bigger, and we use 1/4 for each go, so I'm only going to use half of this. I have no idea how many grams that is, but
it looks about that much.
Yeah. Not that much. You don't need to rinse it under the sink because it gets incredibly slimy otherwise.
First up, you're going to want to grate it. If
Ooh.
you, oh dear,
That's nasty.
ours is a little bit bashed. They don't usually come like this, so first of all you're going to want to
Remove it.
You're going to want to remove the skin because, you know, similar to like a potato skin, you probably wouldn't use that in cooking this. So yeah, remove potato skin and be mindful of the stickiness of the nagaimo there.
Extremely slippery.
Yeah. This way seems to be the best way to hold them because if you hold them in any other fashion, they kind of
just slide around.
Fall out of your hands.
Yeah, even this is quite tricky. As you take it off, you can see like the slime. I don't know if you can see the slime.
Oh yeah, slime.
Now we use our grater that we got. It doesn't look like an English grater, this bit. And it's kind of spiky, and so yeah, it's just how we do it. So, oof.
Yeah, we tried chopping it up, but it doesn't really seem to get it fine enough, and you end up with chunks of nagaimo. It's okay, it doesn't taste too bad, but ideally, it's just a mush. You guys see how sticky it is?
Oh, this is quite sharp.
No comments about what it looks like, guys. Keep this PG-13.
Oh yeah. It gets a bit harder to sort of grate as you get
Don't
further
grate your
down.
fingers off, Kyle.
Well, I don't think you can really with these because they're just plastic, they're not metals.
Oh, by the way, we're doing this in a separate bowl to the other food that we've already prepared because the recipe that we said told us to separate the dry food here from the wetter foods here. So that's what we do. And obviously this constitutes as a wet food because like that is just mush.
Yummy. So, we cracked 2 eggs into this. Oh, by the way, if you don't use the nagaimo, then just replace it with water. So that's what you need to do. So, 2 eggs. Badly cracked. There we go. We add 1 sachet of the dashi into this.
The reason it's put into this one instead of with the dry food, because you'll notice that this is a powder, is because sometimes this comes in like a part of a liquid form.
Yeah, it does.
So again, the recipe we followed said to put it in here, so we did, and yeah. See, this kind of looks like fish food.
It smells a bit like it too.
But it isn't, so it's okay.
It's just flavouring.
I really hope it's not fish food. Otherwise we've been eating fish food for weeks.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
It would.
Right, let's mix it up.
So you want to mix it till it's about this consistency. You don't want it to be over mixed. But this is about good.
And then we'll just add half of this to each bowl.
Yep, because this is enough for
2.
2.
Okay, so now we're going to mix it and then we'll add the water to get the right consistency. Although if you don't use the nagaimo, then you can just add water directly into it and mix it in, then add the eggs. Okay, a bit more water.
This is about the consistency that you should try and get it to. So if you're using water and you're just adding it along as it goes, this is the kind of consistency that you want it to be. Like still kind of sticky.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Good.
Okay. So now we add our seafood that we're going to put in. So there's half and half.
I would just like to say that whilst we're adding seafood, If you are allergic to seafood or you don't want to have seafood in yours, then that's totally fine. These are just like the filling. You can replace this with numerous kind of vegetables or other meats if you want to be super meaty with it. But yeah, so you want to put these in and then you want to give it a good mix around. Okay, so now that you've got your mixture all mixed up and lovely, then it's time to cook it. Yeah, so you're going to want to preheat your pan and put in a bit of oil. It wants to be a nice amount of oil that will go all the way around the pan, because like a pancake you have to flip this bad boy. You need to make sure there's plenty of oil in the pan, guys. None of this like pomsy stuff.
Okay.
Now you said that this stuff feeds us like 2, so split it in half, grab it up, plonk it in the pan.
It doesn't really matter how much. It doesn't really matter too much about how you put it in the pan, because you flatten it out and put it into shape as you cook. So.
You're gonna want to make it a nice little circle, or as circly as mush goes. Also, you don't want it to be too thick because then it takes a lot longer to cook in the middle, and
sometimes you can end up burning it.
And then if you don't let it cook long enough, it ends up being mushy and it's not as nice.
No. So now what do we have to do now, Jess?
So as you're leaving this to cook on the underside, you want to add your fake bacon, or real bacon if you're from England and you have real bacon.
Woo! Fake bacon.
Fake bacon. Okay, so you're going to want to take your nice strips of bacon. This is folded.
It is folded in half. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just going to want to plonk this on the top. This is a little bit long. That's how you rip bacon, can you?
I don't think you can rip with your fingers.
I'm going to make this into a nice little swirl of bacon. Ow, I touched the pan and it was hot.
There we go. Let's just get a little zoom in on that. Nicely cooking. If you could smell it, it smells pretty good. Now, just let it cook for a few minutes on that side, and then we'll flip it over and cook it for a few minutes on that side. And it should be ready to eat.
Okay, so we've let it cook for a little bit, so now it's time to flip it! I really hope this goes well, so I'm not very good at it.
Do you want to use both?
Yep. If you're a pro flipper, then this should be easy. But as I'm not, ready?
Oh, more or less.
I think I threw a squid.
But this colour is a good colour. You want to try and get it to like a golden brown sort of colour. It's really hot. Oops, yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, this colour's a good colour. You want to get it to a golden brown, like that. And you know it's well cooked. Bada bing, bada boom.
Now that it's about done, it might be a little bit overdone, but just want to take it and throw it on the ground.
Throw it on the ground.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I kind of burnt / threw your dinner on the floor.
My dinner?
Yeah.
We're not quite finished just yet.
Just at this point that your dinner is cooked and you're really wanting to eat it, but you're not done yet, so time to get your finishing touches ready. First up, you're going to take your okonomiyaki sauce and take the seal because
we forgot it's a new one.
It's a new bottle and
we just love this meal so much we've already gone through a bottle. Okay.
Take 2! You want to take your okonomiyaki sauce and just squirt it like that. Looking good, guys. Then you want to take your mayonnaise. And you want to
go the other way.
Mayo-y goodness. For final touch, you want to open the bag of your fish flakes. You want to just sprinkle the pieces all over. If you look at it really closely, you can see that due to the heat, the little flakes move and it kind of looks like your dinner's alive. It's quite cool.
Yeah. And that is how we make okonomiyaki.
thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for watching the first episode of Jess and Kyle try cooking Japanese food.
Hey.
Woo. We hope that you guys enjoyed watching us cook and slightly burn our okonomiyaki.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really enjoyed making it. This is one of the few Japanese meals that we've tried to cook so far, and yeah, we really like it. It's really good. So we hope that if you guys want to try making it at home, then that this was easy enough to follow. If you would like us to post like more stuff about what exactly you put into it and the certain amounts that you use, then we will probably write a blog post on this at some point in the future, so we will link that below.
Indeed.
Yes. And if you do try it yourself, then please, let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
If you like it.
Should.
Yeah, if you don't, then we don't like you. Just leave. No.
Yeah. Tune in next time for another Jess and Kyle cook Japanese food.
Yeah. Woo. Don't forget, if you guys have anything that you want us to do, then of course leave it in a comment or messages on Facebook or something, and yeah, we will definitely try and see if we can do that.
We should.
And don't smack me on the ass, Kyle.
Oh yeah. Like, comment and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Army magic.
I threw it on the ground. Hey, I'm not gonna be part of this system, man. Cause what are you doing?
Flying.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like I'm in a
do
plane.
loop.